Hello and welcome everyone to today's LeetCode challenge. This is our day 298 and today's LeetCode challenge is question number 1790. Check if one string swap can make strings equal. We have given two strings s1 and s2, not necessarily of equal length. A string swap is an operation where we can choose two indices in a string, not necessarily different, and swap the characters at these indices. That means we can swap a character from itself as well. Return true if it is possible to make both strings equal by performing at least one swap operation in string, at least exactly one of the strings, and otherwise we have to return false. So we have given three examples. The example number one is S1 equals to bank and S2 equals to KANB. In this, we can see that indices of B in this S1 is 0 and indices for B in this is 3, and this A and N have same indices in both the strings, and this K have in S1 it has 3 and in S2 it has 0 indices. So if we choose S2 and swap our 0th index character to our third index character, then we can find that S2 is returns to be BANK, and that is equals to S1. So we can swap at least one character in at least exactly one string, and we that makes S1 equals to S2. So we have to return true in this condition. The example number 2 states that S1 equals to attack ATTACK and S2 equals to DEFE and D, that is defend. In this example, we can see that there are numerous of characters that are different in both these strings. That is, if we found out that here S1 contains A two times, but S2 did not, and it contains T two times, but S2 didn't, and similarly for C and K. So we cannot choose any two indices in any of the two strings to be swap characters and make both of them equal. So we have to return false in this condition. And input third states that we have given two strings KELB and S2 equals to KELB as well. In this, we found out that both the strings are equal to each other initially, so we did not have to change anything in this case. We simply return true in that condition. So we have to always check if S1 equals to S2 initially before performing any of the swapping operation. In this condition, we initially have to check if S1 equals to S2, and if it is true, then we have to return true. So let us just check out the code and visualize what could be the dry run for this code. Uh, it is a simple C++ code, and this first we have to check if S1 of length is not equals to S2 of length. But as the question states that S1 and S2 of these are of equal length, so this condition is redundant. We can remove this as well, and this is not necessarily have to return, but if you return this you write this condition in your code, that does not affect your code. And now after that we will check that if s1 equals to s2, that is if both of the input strings are equal initially or not. If these are equal in this case, like that, so we have to return true to the caller, and after that we will initialize our two vectors in or two arrays. We can initialize two arrays named A and B, or we can name them array1 or array2. Array1 for s1 first string and array2 for the second string. and we initialize our c and t from 0. That means a variable c and t that is initialized with 0 first. C and t is 0 here. Now we have to move on s1 length, as we can move to s1 or s2 length because both of them are of equal length. So this s1 length is can be s2 length of as well because both of the lengths are equal. And we will first check what could be the index of the current character at s1. Means let us took the example this. I will starts from 0, that means here. So s1 of I is b. So this one is b, that means this will like this, b minus a. This is that is this is subtracting ASCII value of b from ASCII value of a from b. So ASCII value of b is 60 uh, 98. It maybe it is 98. So this is like 98 and ASCII of a is maybe 97. This will give us as 1. So index 1 is 1, and in similarly index 2 is k minus a. ASCII value of k minus ASCII value of a. This gives us 10. So index 2 is 10. This is index 1 idx or ix1, and this is ix2. Ix2 is 10. So we will update our a array of 1 from 0 to plus 1, or if it is an, we will increment our a of idx1. A of idx1 means a of 1, and we will now update this 0 to 1. So let us remove this 0 and rewrite here as 1. This is 1 now. Similarly, in array of b, we update our this position from 0 to 1. So remove this 0 and update this to 1. Now I will move forward and points to this. In this condition, both have a similar character, that means a. So this gives us a minus a, that is 0. So we have to update our 0th index in both of the arrays to from 0 to 1. Also we have to check if s1 of I not equals to s2 of I. Previously when I is pointing to this, we check that this is not equals to 0. So we also have to update our cnt, that is cnt is 1. Now in second iteration, these a is equal, so we have to update our 0th index in both of the arrays from 0 to 1. This is 1 now, and this is 1. And we have to also check if s1 of I is not equals to s2 of I. In this case, s1 of I is equals to s2 of I, so this if condition does not execute, and this I is incremented from this a to this n. And we have to now update our both of the characters in both strings is equal, so we have to update our n from this from 0 to 1. So we erase this and update from 0 to 1. Now I will move forward, and this time k in S1 the character is k, so we have to update our k, that means from 0 to 1 here, and in S2 it is b, so we have to update our b here, and we also check if S1 not equals to S2. Yes, this time S1 is not equals to S2, so we will increment our CNT from 1 to 2. So CNT is now 2. Now we will move on both of the arrays. That is, we start a loop from this I and move till this I is less than 26. That means from at least this index. So this will check if a of I not equals to b of I. It is checking that this this a of I is equals to not equals to b of I. No, this is equal. That means here it is 1 and here it is as 1, and at the second index it is also equal. So and this I will move forward, and this will check at index 2 here 0 and 0, at 3 0 and 0. Similarly for all the indices, this for loop found out that both of the array elements are equal. So this will now return as CNT is less than equals to 2. That means is this CNT is less than equals to 2. CNT is 2, and this will check if 2 is less than equals to 2. So this will return true because 2 is this equal condition will make this as true, and this will return true to the caller. And this code logic is basically very simple. We were checking that is there are first we have to check is there are same elements present in both of the strings. If the elements in both of the strings are different, then these strings cannot be made equal by any number of swaps. So basically making these two arrays are simply checking that if these both strings have contain same number of elements or same number of characters or not. Also, this is checking if these strings have same number of characters, but uh, the the positions are very different. Like the positions different are greater than 2. The number of characters that are at different positions in both of the strings are greater than 2, then we cannot make them equal by at most one swap. So this condition is basically checking that for any possible swap or for any strings to make s1 or s2 equals to any of s1 or s2, the the number of characters or the position difference is less than equals to 2. If this is greater than 2, then we cannot swap at most one character to make s1 equals to s2 or s1 equals to s2. So let us check our example number second. Like first remove this. and here also make them as 0 initially because these are 0. Make them as 0. Let us take the example number 2. What this example states to us. We will first check if these both strings are equal or not. No, these both strings are not equal because there is a difference in them at this position. So these strings are not equal. So we will now check if these strings length are equal or not, and we found out that these strings length is equal. So we will now initialize our arrays starting array A, which is of 26 length, and array B also of 26 length, to store the frequency or to store the indices of the characters that are different to each other, and initialize our CNT from 0. We will move from this index and check if this s of what is the possible indices for this in S1 and this in S2. So this will give us idx1 as 18. So we will update a array 1 from 0 to 1. So and this, as these characters are both equal, so we will have to update both arrays 18th index. So we will first erase this and update our 18th index from 0 to 1. Now I will go to this, and we can see that s1 of I is equals to s2 of I, so CNT is 0, and both characters is equal, so we have to update our same index in both of the arrays, and that is 8. So we have to update 8th index in both the arrays from 0 to 1. This I will go to this Y, and we have to now update our 24th index in both of these strings. That means this. O, so update O in both strings like this, and our I will go to L, so update L from 0 to 1. Now S, so update S. What is the present value at S? That is 1. So update this from 1 to 2 like this, and uh, this next index is D in both, so update our D in both arrays. This is 1 and this is 1. Now this C, so update C 1 and 1. T and H, so update both T and H. This H and this T from 0 to 1. This is 1, this is 1, this is 1, and this is 1. CNT is still 0 because both of the characters in both of the strings at this till this index is same, so CNT will not increment. And now this W, so update our W S I, update both of these. So we will update our W is initially 0, so and now we will update our S is 2, so update this as 3. I, update our I from 1 to 2, make this as 2 and this as well. And this P and L, so update our P and L. What is P? It is 0. And what is L? It is 1. So make L as 2 and P as 1. This is 2 and this is 1. Now this C, C and C. First, what is C now? This is 1. We have to update to C 2 times, so this will update it from 1 to 2 and then 2 to 3. So update as 3 and this as 3. I is here now. Now I will points to this J, and we have to update the jth index in array 1 and tth index in array 2. So what is jth index in array 1? J is 0, so we have to make it as 1. And what is pth index? This is 1, so we have to make it as 2. So make this as 2. And now we will also check if s1 of I not equals to s2 of I. Here we found out the first dissimilarity in this, so we will update our CNT from 0 to 1. The CNT is now 1, and again we will check that if this B is equals to B, this U is equals to U, C is C, E, O, X, M. So first now update this B here. So what is B? B is 0 till now, so we have to make it as 1, 1, and then U in both of the, this is 0 till now, so make it as 1, C in both of the strings it is C, so update our current C, that means 3 to 4. This is EE, so update our E in both of the arrays 0 to 1. OO, so update our O, this is 1 and this is 1, from 1 to 2. XX, so update our X and X from 0 to 1. This is M and M, 0 0 to 1 1, M and P and J. So we have to update our P in array 1 and J in array 2. So first update P, that means from 1 to 2, and then update J in this, that is 0 to 1, and update JJ in both of the arrays. This is 1, so make it as 2, and this is 1, so make it as 2. Make both of them as 2 2, and update GG in both of the arrays. What is G in it now? It is 0, so make them as 1 comma 1. R, update our R in both of the arrays. This is still 0, so make them as 1 1. A, U, update our U is 0 1, so make them as 2 in both, like this. Update O is 2 in this and 2 in this as well, so make them as 3. So now this C, O is checked, so we mark this O as visited. And now updated C. What is C? C is 4 in both of the indices arrays, so make them as 5 5. This is 5 and this is 5. C is checked and the last index is X. Update our X from 1 to 2. And we found out that at two places the elements are different. So CNT is 2. First one is here. Let us erase this. First difference is what is, let us erase this. First difference is here and second difference is here, P and J. So CNT is 2. So this CNT contains 2. Now we will check if any of the A of I is not equals to B of I. We will find out that this is 1 1 equal, this is equal, this C is equal, this is equal, this is equal, and this is equal, 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 here equal, here equal, 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 here equal, 1 3 3 in both, 1 1 equal in this, equal here, and equal here as well. So this will this will check if any of the a of I is not equals to b of I. Yes, both of them is are equal. So we have to return is c and t is less than equals to 2. That means this 2 is equals to 2 or not. Yes, this 2 is equals to 2 because of this equal condition. So this will return true. True to caller. And why is that true is possible? We will check that if we swap this p from this indices, we will make s1 equals to s2. This p will move from this to this place. Here p and this j is here. So these two strings are now equal. So that's why this is returning true. And now let us code this, and s1 of length. First check if s1 is equals to of s2, then we have to return true. We did not have to check that s1 of length is not equals to s2 of 2, that condition, because in question we have given that these two are of equal length. So now initialize our two vectors, array1 and array2. First, and our c and t go from 0 to s1 length, that is n. What could be the index 1 to update in array 1, that is s1 of I minus a, and what could be the index 2 to update in array 2, that is s2 of I minus a. Update our index 1 in array 1 and update our index 2 in array 2, and also check if s1 of I is not equals to s2 of I. So we have to update our c and t. Now move on this array and check if array 1 of I is not equals to array 2 of I. So we have to return false, and then we have to return this true. Let us run this and check if it is running fine or not. Yes, let us submit this. Yes, it is running fine, and this will complete our day 299. So thank you so much guys, and if you like my explanation, so please do like and subscribe to our channel.